Jackson Radio Show.
There's a saying that the best weapon of a dictatorship is secrecy, but the best weapon of a democracy should be the weapon of openness. Niels Bohr, famous physicist, actually said this, and it's very true. And Niels Bohr was instrumental in getting, to some degree, of getting the bomb into America. I mean, other scientists had worked with him related to it, Einstein included, but and Oppenheimer and many others. But Niels Bohr, a lot of the things that he discovered are part of the reason why we were able to get the bomb, and it was just physics breakthrough, genius of mindset guy. And having gone through with what he went through with Hitler and understanding what the United States was doing in building the bomb, and by the way, this is the reason why the nuclear bomb was the secrets. The Soviets ended up getting it is because there was somebody in America who said one nation shouldn't have all this power. If there was one nation who could have dealt with all that power, it is the United States. But it was only a matter of time before the scientists in Germany were going to figure out how to build nuclear bombs. But that's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about Hillary Clinton. There was an article written in Vice magazine about Hillary's level of truthfulness, and they said they had set it up already, and I'm starting it right here where it says, in truth, her caginess is deeper than mere electoral strategy. Because what they were saying is Hillary Clinton doesn't answer questions in the press gaggles. She ignores you. She says things like, have another chocolate or whatever. She won't answer your question. Like they ask, why don't you just call Donald Trump an out-and-out liar when he accuses you of these things? And she says, have another chocolate. That was one of the exchanges. So he says her caginess is deeper than mere electoral strategy. Even as Clinton winds her way back toward 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, her abiding mistrust of the press, refusal to be held accountable, and habit of stonewalling whenever possible adds up to one thing. The woman who will likely be our next president has a transparency problem. Now, see, I'm going to stop there for just a second and explain to you guys that while they saw it as a transparency problem, you saw it for what it was. She's a blatant liar. And the only thing that was they had trouble seeing was that she was not going to be the next president of the United States, thankfully. They go on to talk about these things that led up to it, okay? The infamous private email server, which enabled Clinton to skirt record-keeping rules and send emails that wouldn't turn up in the Freedom of Information Act records request, is just the most notable example of Clinton's habit of secrecy. She was the first Secretary of State to discard a state.gov address in favor of a secret account. Her staff deleted thousands of emails, probably irrevocably, and hackers may have breached her unsecured account. But though all of this may be outrage-inducing, it's Clinton's anomic political handling of the scandal that's been most puzzling. Given the opportunity to disclose her private email account to Congress in December of 2012, Hillary Clinton instead ignored congressional questioning about the account's existence, which was then discovered anyway. What followed was a torturous process of extraction in which the emails were released in dribs and drabs for months, culminating in the recovery by the FBI of even more missing emails. As a result, the New York Times reported this month thousands of emails that Mrs. Clinton did not voluntarily turn over to the State Department last year could be released just weeks before the election in November. I'm going to stop there and just tell you this. The irony of everything that I'm telling you is that in Hillary Clinton's attempt to hide her real self from us, who she really is, what she represents, all the detail we would have gotten from those emails, she torpedoed herself. See, even the common man went, wait a minute. I'm going to be working for the State Department for the government, and I get to have a private server in my bathroom basement? Yeah, with my own IT guy? Yeah. And then I delete 33,000 emails and talk about this for my yoga and my daughter's wedding? Yeah. Yeah. And there were black people all over the country, men and women alike, and a lot of other people, women, going, I don't buy that. Now, I can't speak for everybody. You know the results of the election. She lost, but she won the popular vote. And now they're talking, we got the number of votes that were cheated and all that. But for whatever reason, there were many people that still liked her. But what happened was enough of them went, and that was that. A sidestepping of federal record-keeping requirements that culminates in the release of the same records as the October surprise. Poetic justice, maybe, this person writes. But it is Clinton's profound good fortune that first during the primary campaign and now during the general election, her opponents have been unwilling or unable to exploit her inability to play straight. Bernie Sanders at first refused to make an issue of Clinton's email troubles and only belatedly decried their murky confluence of the State Department and the Clinton Foundation under her leadership. Donald Trump, they write, is a malfunctioning cotton candy machine, too haywire to spin one durable, lasting strand. How'd that work out for him? Given the insanity of the right-wing conspiracies about Clinton, she of the cattle futures, the secret Parkinson's, Vince Foster's murder, it's not hard to see why one might dismiss less wild accusations against her. See, I love how these people, they so miscalculate. They think we're idiots. Oh, Donald Trump couldn't weave a strand. Donald Trump branded Hillary Clinton. He might as well have taken out a hot cattle prod and put Crooked Hillary as the brand and burned it right into her big old white buttocks, because that's what he did. Now, look, all is forgiven. These clowns, they lost. And this writer at least recognizes that Hillary Clinton is a bald-faced liar. There's a saying, secrecy once accepted becomes an addiction. And that's what the Clintons did. Article after article you can read that said the Clintons were secret to a point of paranoia. Paranoia. Hillary Clinton is telling you Donald Trump is unhinged. He's not worthy of being president. She's giving you all these things that this successful person who has been a relatively, I don't know of a more open book president. Tell me what it is. If you don't know something about Donald Trump, it's because it's good. You may not know that he builds houses for people, pulls limos over to change flats, give people rides, pays for their medical, things like that. Little things that you just dismiss, he does routinely. You may not know that, but you know everything else about him. You know his bankruptcy. You know his divorces. You know his children. You know his, lawsuits and all these other things. There's nothing you don't know about this guy. What do you really know about the Clintons other than they're crooked to their core? That's all you know. I asked earlier, what do you know about Obama? Tell me. The story they wrote about this fool's girlfriends was, they said, an amalgam of all of them. And so now you know of a couple. There's one white chick and one Asian chick. That's all we know. But then there's rumors about him dating boys. What do you know about it? What has really been written about him? You don't know. You may never know.
This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.